everyone, and welcome back. My name is Janet. This is Serenity Breeze Tarot, and today we're going to be going over cards 6 through 13 through the with the major arcana today. So I wanted to show you guys the pretty much like part 2 of this segment. I'm gonna go ahead and get you guys set up perfectly here. It was set up, and now that I started, kind of zoomed in a little bit on me. All right, so that should be good. So today we're going to be going through, again, cards 6 through 13. So the decks that I'm going to be going through with you guys, just for beginners, just to get you guys started, how do you connect with the cards, what in the cards can, like the symbolism, things like that can help you remember what the card is, to get your intuition kicked into gear, things like that. So the very first deck we're going to be going over is going to be the Erotic Fantasy Tarot. This one does have nudity, so the disclaimer, there is nudity within this deck here. We do also have the Modern Witch Tarot deck. So this one does have a lot of beautiful colors, things like that, so you guys get to see some more of that within this deck. We do have the African American Tarot deck here, which we're going to be pile number 3 or column number 3 on the board. And then the last one, we do have the Everyday Tarot. All right, and that's what those books look like here. So I'm going to be going through these books just to read a little bit, to give you guys a little glimpse at what the books say itself, to help you connect with that card, to help you get to know what the card means. And then I'm going to go over it and tell you what I personally said, like what adjectives or what word comes to mind, or always gives me that, what energy comes to mind when I pull this card when I'm doing a reading. Okay, so let's get started. So with the very first column here, we have the Erotic Fantasy Tarot deck. So with card number 6, this card is going to be the Lover's card. Again, this deck does have nudity with this. So this is what the card looks like. So you see dragons, you see a woman in the middle, you see 2 women on the sides. We do have a tree on one side that may look like apples of some sort, and then we do have a branch on the other side that looks like it's inflamed. So when looking at this card, there are some things that may come to mind. There might be some type of conflicting emotions going on here. Everything looks so calm, peaceful, and in the right place, and also looks like some type of wedding ceremony. So with this card, with the Erotic Fantasy card for the Lovers, so with the Lovers, it does show me unconditional love. So no matter what's in our way, no matter what's going on around us, I have unconditional love for you. That's what the word I put in for this deck. So for this card. So I'm going to go ahead and write unconditional right here. So like unconditional love, you know, nothing beats unconditional love, right? So now let's talk about what the card says as far as the Lover's card, so that way you guys can get a brief idea of what it says here. So it says fullness, making one's choices focusing only on love. Fantasy, the parquet, symbols of sin and destiny. Passion embraces every stage of life. Choose your own kind of passion fearlessly. So again, this card shows all of that. So it shows you that I'm going to love you no matter what. Like there's some type of undermining level of love that I just can't explain, but it's fearless. Like no matter what comes our way, I am going to be able to show myself to you and you to me. Like there's some type of vulnerability there. That's why I take it with them being naked. There's some type of growth within their relationship. That's why I see within the pregnancy. And it's just that bare naked love, that bare naked truth like this. I'm giving you all of me. I'm giving you, I'm not hiding anything from you. This is me. This is, I love you. It's just that, right? It's a beautiful card. I love this card. So that's what I have with that one. So moving on to the Modern Witch card. So this one, again, we do have 2 lovebirds here with the same symbolism with the branch On the one side, that looks like it may be engulfed in flames, and the other one may seems like it has some type of fruit bearing from it, right? We do have this angelic figure coming up from the mountains. It looks like it actually is part of the mountains or some type of part of the sky with the clouds and the dark stars in the back, things like that. And you do see that they are naked. Their backs is toward us. So this doesn't mean that turning your back on love. There might be some type of hidden truth within the relationship, something you might look into that, or you might seem like, hey, we turn our back against the world because it's me and you, like it's just you and me in this relationship. I'm giving my all to you, no matter who's behind us, no matter what anyone says about us. We're going to be looking forward to our future, things like that. So that's what I see when I come across this deck. Now I am looking over here at my notes of what, so I don't forget to say anything. So with this relationship card, this lovers card, it's just a beautiful card. I love this card too. The designs, the colors, things like that on it. So what the book says about the lovers card. So it says here, you're feeling lucky in love, drunk in love, maybe a little crazy in love. There's a chance that these new feelings come with a choice to make. So embrace your desires and trust your heart. The lovers represent all kinds of love, especially the person in your life who makes you feel like you could climb mountains. You know who they are. Treasure your time with them. Walk on the air and wish on shooting stars. Let your days and nights be fulfilled with love. Like, that card just brings out so much positivity within a relationship. So when I'm looking at this card, only thing that I can see with this card is relationship. So, and I'm not saying like it has to be like a romantic relationship. It can be also a brother-sister relationship. It can be a father-mother daughter relationship. So it can just some type of relationship is like, give that person your all, be there for them, respect them, be strong for them in a time of need. What can you do within this relationship to help build this relationship, to make it stronger, to make it better, to make it more powerful? So that card is beautiful. We do have the African American Tarot deck with their lovers depiction of what love, what the lover card is. We have, here it is. All right, so this is what their card looks like. I'll bring it a little bit closer for you guys. You guys don't need to see me. So this one, it does say the first human beings, attraction of opposites, spiritual integrity, inner balance, examination, moral test, that says deep love and friendship. And then again, remember, this card has a shadow, so it can be read in the reverse. So within the shadow, it says impossible sentimental utopias, romantic illusions, failed tests, inability to choose. So this one definitely has some, like, I don't want to say like a reverse energy, but some type of lesser energy coming from it when it's in its shadow. That's what it's called here with this one. So just be mindful of that. And then also, the word that I use when it comes to the Lovers card, again, was a relationship. So, because I couldn't pinpoint it to where I was like, oh, it's going to be like romantic love or some type of sexual love. Because, like I said, it might not be with a sexual partner. It might just be saying to develop your relationship with the loved ones that you have in your life, not necessarily someone that you are intimate with. So I just keep a mindset of that when I'm looking at these last three decks here, when I'm using them. So again, with the Everyday Tarot deck, again, this one also has a reversal meaning for it. The author states here, in the upright, you have a beautiful soul honoring connection with another. You successfully integrate dual forces into a unified state. You face a choice of the higher moral ground. Sorry, I obviously can't speak today. And then in the reverse, it says, honor and love your beautiful self. Integrate the different parts of yourself to find true alignment and harmony. Become aware of what you value and honor those values in your choices. So again, this one didn't give me like a sexual, sensual, romantic partner feel with this card, even though it has the same symbolisms as the other cards do. This one does not give me that energy of a sexual partner or romantic partner. So this one, I just see, yeah, definitely there is some type of relationship. Sorry, sometimes I can't speak and write at the same time. So there is some type of relationship within this card that needs to be worked on. Maybe it needs to be more developed. Maybe there's some type of communication that needs to happen within the relationship. So with the erotic fantasy, I put unconditional, modern witch relationship, African American relationship, everyday relationship. So it gives you that sense of, okay, you're coming in and asking regarding your relationship. How can I better it? Things like that. This card comes out because it needs to be a message stated. So reading that card, depending on which card it is, I look at it and I feel the energy coming from that card. And I say, okay, I see right now the one thing that's sticking out for me is this pregnancy. What growth is being hindered? What is hindering you guys from moving forward and growing this relationship and becoming better communicated with each other, whether it's mentally or emotionally? Maybe have you guys been fighting a lot? What can you do to grow that relationship with that person that you're asking about within this relationship? So the next one I have is the erotic fantasy. This one is going to be, I looked at this card and I said, oh, they're taking a risk with this one. All right. So this card, you guys, I don't even know how else to say it, but to say it, it is bound chicka wow good. Okay. So with the Chariot card, with the erotic fantasy tarot, here we go with some more nudity. Let's do it. All right, so I looked at this card and I said, y'all are taking a risk. Y'all out here in the public, okay? Y'all are outside. Y'all are connecting. This is a Chariot. Like, you guys are moving forward with this relationship. You are moving forward with your mindset of we can do anything as long as we do it together, okay? So the book says, determination and self-confidence. You definitely got to have some confidence and some determination to do this risky business outside, okay? It says, have no fear of your perils of the world, fantasy, a safe haven, passion, strength, and spiritual union. Live and express your passion openly. So that's exactly where I got risk from. Like, take that risk, be open, be free. Go ahead and do something where you are not going to say, I regret it. Okay, so that one is going to be risk for me. With the modern day Chariot card, I put on here that it seemed bossy to me. And I'm not saying like bossy, like attitude bossy, but I'm just talking about like your personality bossy. Like somebody sees you and you're like, dang, like they got boss written all on them. Okay, so let me show you. Let's open it right to it. So let me go ahead and show y'all this card, because this, tell me that does not look like boss status. Look at that card. Okay, so this Chariot has so much going on in this card, and I want to go ahead and read what the book says, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the symbolism in this card, which I feel really, really cool about. So it's time to be a boss and get shit done, metaphorically or literally. Put on your most badass leather jacket and toughest boots and get ready to fight. Fight for yourself. Don't give up. Don't let anyone run you off the road. It probably is going to make a bit of force and mental energy. It's probably going to take a bit of force and mental energy, but you're confident, you're powerful, you prepare for this. Victory is yours, okay? So this person is not backing down for okay? So this card for me is definitely, that's why I said that it's a bossy card. Like, you know your worth, you know, like mentally you're strong, you know emotionally you're strong, physically you may be stronger than anything else or what may appear to be to other people. So that's why this card, when this card comes up, I'm like, what's going on? You know what I mean? So this card comes up and it's more like, you know, should I take that step, right? This card, boom, come up, do it, right? You have the energy to do it. Use your willpower, use your mentality of I can do this, right? Continue on with that situation or that question that you're worrying about, or that journey, what you're going through, whatever it may be, you know? Yeah, just do it. Take a leap of faith and do it. Like, you got this. Don't even sweat it. So that was for me. That was going to be bossy. So with African American tarot deck, I definitely put confidence with this card. And let me show y'all why. Let me go ahead and open this book so you guys can see it. We are on the Chariot with African American. So look at this card. This person has so much confidence. Like, excuse me, it's a whole storm happening in the back, and you are still pushing through. That is called perseverance, ladies and gentlemen, at its finest. You hear me, kings and queens? Like, that's right there. You are riding these animals with one hand on the reins, one arm flaring in the air, and you are like, let's go. Like, come on, we can do this. Charge on, march on. So in the book for this card, it says a chariot, animals hunting, grazing. So it says here, Oya is the goddess of storm and change in Nigeria. So in the light, it says dynamicism, fruitfulness, talents, success and challenge, search for a social definition. In the shadow, it says megalomania. I said that all wrong. I'm sorry. Megalomania, arrogance, imprudence, and impatient, lacks of scruples. So it's saying like you don't have that really big determination. You're not really willpower to do so. That mentality to keep forward, and maybe it's something lacking. Maybe you're doubting yourself, and maybe others have doubted you so much that you really don't believe in yourself at this point in time, right? So maybe that is what that comes from. And then with the Chariot card in the Everyday Tarot deck, this one I said bold. Like, you have to be a bold soul to live by this rule of having your life become a chariot. And this is why I say why. And I'm going to go ahead and open the book as well with this card so that you guys can see that the Chariot in the Everyday Tarot deck means business. Okay? So in the upright, you are a driving force fueled by determinations and willpower. You stop at nothing on your path to success. You overcome obstacles and find cohesion between opposing forces. Like, you are a force to be reckoned with. Like, you are bold, okay? People do not want to with you, okay? In the reverse, connect with your inner strength and willpower to move forward. Your motivation comes from within, not from an external source. You cannot control everything. Sometimes it is best to loosen your grip, right? So it's not saying that you are a weak person in nature. It's not saying that you can't do it, but it's saying that you need to find that willpower within you so that way you can keep going. This next card, it just goes hand in hand. So exactly what I was just talking about. So this one is going to be the Strength card. So this one is going to be like, I had two words written down for this one. I said sure, like reassurance, and then I also had confidence. So I'm going to go ahead and just write confidence right here, because this this card definitely shows all types of confidence for me. Like, you got to be confident, okay? So with this Strength card, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what this Strength card looks like. So this is the Strength card here. So courage in the face of new challenges, fantasy, the power of naturalism gives you received pleasure by giving yourself action, reveal yourself honesty and clearly. Do you see? She is sticking. Well, I can't even say she's sticking. It kind of seems more like she's trying to pull the tooth off of this beast. Like, can you see the confidence? Like, you can walk up here if you want to. You're big and bad and hairy. But guess what? I got more of the mind power to overcome you. I might not be physically stronger than you, but if you come over here, I'm going to pull your tooth out. Like, you got to have that strength, right? Whether it's mental, physical, spiritually, emotional, like there is some type of strength that is within you that you are not allowing yourself to see. Have that confidence and feel that strength. Let it grow. Okay. And then we go back to the modern witch here. This one is a really classy, very safe card to have. And then also, let me go ahead and put this on the board for you guys. This one, oh, I gave you that one. All right, so we're going to with courage. So here we go. So with the Modern Witch Strength card, this one definitely shows a lot of courage for me. Like I said, it's a really classy card. It's very like soft in a way. It doesn't seem as like bossy like the erotic fantasy tarot deck did. But this one seems more of like, hey, now that I got you tamed, now that I have you under my belt, you're gonna listen to me. You're gonna sit here like a pretty little cat. You're calm, you're collective. You don't have to be so brute all the time, right? You don't have to be so I run everything. I'm under control. So think of it like this. So think of it, the lion, as like your emotions. Like you're always just like all the time, right? Be her in this. Have her energy. Be the one that's like, I am going to tame my emotions. I am going to get my emotions into check. Like I don't have to be angry all the time. I have strength to do this, right? So have that strength mentality of like, oh, they didn't want to hire me. Okay, that's fine. Guess what? I'm not going to be angry about it. I'm going to pick myself back up again. I'm going to mentally strengthen my mind and say, I can do this. I am going to find that job. I am going to be able to fix this relationship. I am going to be able to lose this weight. I am going to be able to get my money straight. Like, have that strength mentality. Like, I am going to overcome this big issue that continues to try to ruin me or destroy me. You're not gonna do it. We're not gonna do that, okay? All around here, it's just easy breezy, okay? All right. So with this card, the book says it will take courage to approach these possibly frightening aspects of yourself. It will also take compassion and tenderness, as only they can you find. Only then you find your inner strength and power to make yourself whole. You have to accept your fears and anxieties and your feelings because they are part of you. You can't cut them off. You may find yourself dealing with a difficult problem, but you can. But it can be dealt with through grace, maturity, and strength. Just saying. Don't know what else to say about that one, okay? And then with the African American tarot deck with strength, we have bravery. This card too gave me like almost the whole goosebumps, okay? Like you got to have some type of bravery mentality to do what you are doing in this card. So let me go ahead and get it to where I need it to be. I keep closing it out so I can lose my place. But look, this just reminds you of the erotic fantasy tarot. But if you don't get your hand up out of there. Okay, so listen to what this card says. So this says Shango, warrior god of storm, right? Light, courage, vitality, and good health, cheerfulness, harmony between reason and instinct. And the shadow, it says loss of self-control, repression of instincts, and inability to really realize projects. So again, it has a weaker energy that comes to it when it comes out in the upright than when it does come up in the reverse or in the shadows, like this card likes to call it. This deck likes to call it. Okay. Within the everyday tarot, we do have. When I looked at this card, I got like this feeling of loyalty. So I'm gonna put loyalty here for this card because this card really gave me that sense of I can count on you. You can count on me through thick and thin. A friendship like ours will never end type thing. Like it just that's the card that's the feeling when I get from that card. I'm gonna set that right there for a second. And I don't know. It's just one of those cards. So let me read what it says in the book and you guys tell me if you get the same feeling. So it says in the upright, you have inner power and strength and lead using subtle influence and persuasion. You understand your animal instincts and express your raw power and courage and measured restraint. In the reverse, you are powerful. You are a power force and you just need to reconnect with this inner power in a constructive way. Others may question your strength, but you are fierce inside, okay? And it just seemed like some type of loyalty, like I don't want to keep saying like I got you, but the strength card, that's all it's about, is having that person's back or having that strength within yourself and say, I can do this. Like no matter what obstacle comes my way, no matter what situation comes my way, I'm going to be all right because I am strong mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, okay? My higher self, my higher force, my higher source says I am good, okay? So let's go ahead and keep moving on because I got some good juicy. These next few cards they get really juicy. They get really good. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Now we have in the Hermit with the erotic Fantasy Tarot. This one, it took me back to, I looked at it and I was like, you look like you're trying to take me back down memory lane. So this one helps me get a more clarification and more understanding of the Hermit is about reflection. The Hermit is about getting yourself together, okay? So take a look at this card, you guys. So it looks like she's in the middle of the night. She has her stick with her, but she's holding a light over the cliff, okay? It's not saying like, hey, I need this light to light my path, but it looks like she's more elevated, she's more higher up, and she has this lamp and she's just like looking down, like if to see where she came from, right? I am where I am now because of where I came from. I am where I am now because of what I've gone through. I am who I am because of what I've been through. Like, it just gives me that feeling of like memory lane. Like, don't forget where you came from, but always remember where you're going, right? Because where you came from is either going to help you get to where you're going or it's going to hinder you to get to where you're going. It's only going to be because of your mindset, right? So listen to what this card, let's listen to this. So the Hermit. The importance of understanding oneself, the wayfarer who illuminates the night. Show love towards oneself. Take the time to understand what you are after. That's what I'm saying. Like, in order for me to take time to understand what I'm after, I have to know where I came from. Like, I used to say I wanted to be this, but am I really taking those steps to light my path to my future, actually get that done? Like, this card is so deep to me, the Hermit. It's about internalizing what you got going on, get into that spiritual mental space and just reflect and just think and maybe meditate and say, okay, I'm going to be a hermit, not because I want to be by myself, but because I need to be by myself. I need to be alone so that way I can become one with myself and be like, okay, am I on the right track? What things are in my life right now maybe be obstacles that's getting in my way from me moving forward. Like, I don't want to say, hey, I never want to be friends again, or hey, I don't never want to talk to you again. But I do need to have this time, this one-on-one time, me with me, for me, and just to be like so in peace and so in tune with my own self and say, okay, self, you and I, here we are. It's time to reflect. Where are we going? Where have we been? Where are we at? What are we doing? Okay? So take that time and be that hermit. Sometimes you need the hermit. Sometimes everybody needs to be a hermit. You be that hermit. Go out and say, hey, it's me, myself, and I. What do you want to do today? Right? Let's take some time and just think and just hear peace. Have you ever heard peace? Peace is amazing. Okay? Peace is the peacefulest sound that I've ever heard in my life. Okay? And just to have that mentality of I'm going to have peace in my life because that's what you want, that's what you need, that's what you shall receive. The Hermit card is, like I said, this one is another powerful card. When it comes up, I'm like, oh, you're stressing about money. Let's go ahead and get that Hermit out, right? Let's go ahead and become that Hermit. Oh, you're stressing about that relationship. When was the last time you thought about it? Right? Not thinking about it like in like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. No, just, all right, I'm going to be okay. Right? There is a way out of the situation. Right? There is a way. I need to find that light in my darkness. That just took the cake for me. Where is that light in the darkness hours of my day? Right? Like, find that hermit energy and let it shine through you. When it comes with the modern day tarot, this one has said reflection. Let me just make sure. So modern day is going to be reflection. And that's what I was just saying with the last card, is sometimes you need to have that reflection moment with yourself. Give yourself that time of peace and tranquility. So this is what the card looks like with this deck. Okay. So the card said, it's okay to be alone. Silence and meditation can help you explore your own inner world and lead you to new places. There's so many constant distractions that can keep you from focusing on your own self-care, from social media to job stresses to FOMO. I've looked up FOMO, and to this day I forgot what it was, because I don't use it. I don't know. Maybe you know. It's time to take a break from it all, to retreat to a place that makes you feel safe with the goal of improving yourself. Don't ignore your own mental well-being, and if you need a teacher, a guide, or a therapist to help you along the way. That's okay. Don't be afraid of being alone. So having that time for yourself to retreat from the world. Okay, so the next one we have is the African American tarot deck, and we have with this Hermit, I said solidarity. When I looked at this card, that was the only thing that came to mind was solidarity. So with this card, I told you these next few cards are really powerful. So let me go ahead and grab this, and let me see. All right, so this is what the book says. So with the Hermit, it says witch doctor. Okay, so I'm gonna probably butcher this, but I apologize. So it says Ding, a civilizing god who abandoned mankind in disguise in Sudan. So spiritual retreat, wisdom, authority, meeting with the master, and in the shadow state, it gives the energy of misanthropy, hostility towards life, lack of compassion, and also distrust. So the Hermit itself it can usually be an energy of like retreat or reflection. Take that time out for yourself. But in the shadow, it could also mean that somebody's not being trustworthy. So Hermit, of course, is, like I said, maybe a teacher, a therapist that you can go talk to. And maybe in the shadow, when this comes up in reverse, maybe it's somebody that you're around that's not really helping you shine your light, if you will. So keeping that in mind as well. So as we move over to the everyday tarot, this one I said was conscious. So this card gave me just a conscious vibe, like being conscious of your surroundings, being conscious of your mood, your emotions, your mentality, your health. So just being conscious of what it is that you are doing with yourself. Have you been not feeling well and you're just trying to find that energy to keep yourself going? So you are on the path of spiritual knowledge and self-discovery. Retreat from everyday life and create space for introspection. Go within and you'll discover the knowledge and clarity you seek. In the reverse, it says, if you feel lost or confused, go within. Trust what your path will become clear when you connect with yourself on the soul level. Be careful not to get lost in a deeply spiritual path, disconnecting from the outer world. So definitely some type of retreat on meditation can definitely help you with this. So that is for the Hermit. So let's go ahead and move over to the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune, this one comes back into our nudity standpoint of the deck. So, but with the Wheel of Fortune, it definitely gives me some type of give or take feel. So, give or take feel. I'll put giver or taker, just for all writing purposes, because I wrote it on the other one. So with the Wheel of Fortune card, this one definitely gives me that karmatic